Let me offer you a deal that should be impossible. I've got two betting games. Two. I'll be honest with you up front. Both of them are rigged against you. Play the first one forever, and you slowly bleed money. Guaranteed. Play the second one forever, and you also slowly bleed money. Guaranteed. Two games. Two slow losers. No catch, no fine print. They both lose. So here's my offer. Sit down, and instead of picking one, just switch back and forth between them. A little of this loser, a little of that loser. And I promise you, that you'll walk away richer. Two games that each lose money, combined into a machine that wins. Losing plus losing equals winning. That feels like a lie. It sounds like a free energy scam. It's neither. It's real, it's been proven, and by the end you'll see exactly why. Let's play. Here's how the betting works. It's dead simple. You start with nothing, $0. Each round, you put down $1. You either win $1 or you lose $1. That's it. Win, your pile goes up by 1. Lose, it goes down by 1. We'll play a long string of these rounds and watch your money climb or sink. Now the two games. Let me introduce them because they have very different personalities. The first one I'll call the coin game. The second one I'll call the Ratchet game. The coin game is boring. The Ratchet game is sneaky. Let's meet them one at a time. The coin game is the simplest thing in the world. You flip one coin. Heads, you win $1. Tails, you lose $1. But it's not a fair coin. It's tilted just slightly against you. Your chance of winning isn't 1 in 2. It's a hair under it. Call it a near fair coin. It wins just under half the time and loses just over. Tiny tilt, almost invisible. But almost fair is not the same as fair. Over thousands of rounds, that little lean does its work. You win a touch less than you lose, round after round after round. And slowly, predictably, your money drifts downward. Not a crash, a leak, a slow, steady leak. Play the coin game alone, forever, and you go broke. Gently but surely. Now the sneaky one, the Ratchet game. The twist. The Ratchet game looks at how much money you have before it picks which coin you flip. It has two coins hidden in its pocket, a terrible one and a great one. Here's the rule it follows. It checks your current pile of money. If your money is a multiple of $3, $6, 0, -3, it pulls out the terrible coin. The terrible coin almost never pays. You win with it less than 1 time in 10. Brutal. But if your money is anything else, not a multiple of 3, it pulls out the great coin. The great coin wins about 3 times out of 4. Lovely. So most of the time, you're flipping a wonderful coin. And just occasionally, when your money lands on a multiple of 3, you get slapped with the awful one. You'd think so. Most rounds, you're on the great coin. But hold that thought. Here's the catch, and it's beautiful. Think about what the terrible coin actually does to you. You're sitting on a multiple of 3. You flip the terrible coin. You almost always lose. Losing means your money goes down by 1, to 1 below a multiple of 3. Great. Now you're off the bad number. You grab the great coin and you start winning. You climb, up 1, and the very next step up lands you right back on the next multiple of 3. And there's the terrible coin again, waiting for you. See the trap? The great coin keeps walking you up, straight back onto the bad rungs where the terrible coin lives. It's a ratchet that does beautifully, except it keeps clicking you onto the one tooth that hurts. You spend way more time stuck on multiples of 3 than you'd ever guess. By the math, you sit on a multiple of 3 about 38% of the time, when pure chance would put you there only a third. And that little extra time on the bad number is enough. The rare, brutal coin gets enough swings at you to drag the whole thing down. Played alone, the Ratchet game loses too, just like the coin game. So now you've met both games, and you know their dirty secret. The coin game, a slow leak. Loses. The Ratchet game, trapped on its own bad rungs, also loses. 2 games, both rigged against you. Both sink your money over time. Now here's the question I promised you at the start. What happens if you don't commit to one? What if, each round, you just flip a fair coin to decide, coin game or Ratchet game, and play whichever it picks? Mixing 2 losers, a little of each. Your gut probably says the obvious thing. Loser plus loser is a bigger loser. Maybe a slower one, but still down. That's the sensible answer. That's what almost everyone says. Lock in your guess. Down, up, or flat. Then watch what actually happens. Ready? Watch the money. We start at 0. Each round, flip to pick a game, then play it. And the pile goes up. Not flat, not down, up. Round after round, switching between 2 losing games, your money climbs. The same 2 games that each drained you dry. Shuffled together, they make money. Steadily, reliably. This is Parrondo's paradox, discovered by Parrondo and shown by Harmer and Abbott in 1999. 2 losing games combined become a winning game. And I know what you're thinking. This has to be a trick, a hidden subsidy somewhere. It isn't. Nobody's adding money. The coins are exactly as rigged as before. All we changed was the order when you play which game. So it's not about whether it's true. It is. The real question is why. What on earth does mixing them do? Let's chase the why, because it's the best part. Remember what killed the Ratchet game. It wasn't bad coins, exactly. It was a rhythm. It kept marching itself back onto the multiples of 3 over and over into the terrible coin's fist. A self-defeating loop. A bad habit it couldn't break on its own. Now think about the coin game for a second. The coin game doesn't know or care what your money is. It's just a near-fair coin. Pure, dumb randomness. No memory. No pattern. So when you sprinkle the coin game into the mix, what does it actually do to the Ratchet game's deadly rhythm? It barely wins anything itself. So how could adding it possibly help? Take a guess. What's the coin game's real job here? It's not to make money. Here's the punchline. The coin game's job is to break the rhythm. The Ratchet game's whole problem was that nasty regularity. It kept stepping back onto multiples of 3 like clockwork. But the coin game has no idea what multiple of 3 even means. It just shoves your money up or down at random, ignoring the pattern completely. So every time a round of the coin game sneaks in, it jostles you. It scrambles where you land. It knocks you off the tidy march onto the bad rungs. And that's the whole magic. With the coin game stirring the pot, you stop landing on multiples of 3 so often. You drop from sitting there 38% of the time to only about 34.5%. That sounds like nothing. It's everything. Because now you face the terrible coin less and the great coin more. The Ratchet game's good side finally gets to shine instead of being trapped. The coin game never had to win. It just had to rattle the cage. It pays a tiny toll in losses, and in return it frees the Ratchet game from its own trap. Disorder, fixing order. Noise, that helps. Let's stop talking and just run it. A computer, 100 rounds, no arguing. 3 players, same starting pile of 0. Player 1 plays only the coin game. Watch the line, it drifts down. After 100 rounds, about $1 in the hole. Player 2 plays only the Ratchet game. Down again, a bit worse, around $1.50 under. 2 losers, exactly as advertised, both lines sinking below 0. Now player 3, same 2 games, but switching between them each round. And player 3's line lifts off. It pulls away from the other 2 and climbs into positive territory. After 100 rounds, up around $1.50 in the black. Run it again. Run it 1,000 times. The shape never changes. Down, down, and up. The two losers really do combine into a winner. The universe agrees. So what just happened, really? Each game had a flaw, and it turns out their flaws didn't add up. They canceled. The Ratchet game was strong, but stuck in a destructive groove. The coin game was useless on its own, but it was pure randomness, and randomness was exactly the medicine. One game's weakness, its mindless noise, broke the other game's deadly habit. Combination didn't average the two losers. It changed the dynamics. It broke a resonance. And once you see this shape, you start spotting it everywhere. Biologists find it in molecular ratchets, random thermal jostling that, harnessed right, drives motion in one direction. Investors call a cousin of it diversification, assets that each look mediocre, that together ride smoother and climb. Engineers add noise on purpose to shake systems out of bad ruts. Even in life, two habits that each drag you down in the right alternation might just pull you up. So here's my question for you, down in the comments. Where else have you seen it? Two bad strategies, two losing moves that somehow combine into a win? Noise that helped, a flaw that canceled another flaw. Tell me your favorite example below. And next time someone says two negatives can't make a positive, hand them two losing games and watch their money go up.